Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous video, I have already shown you how to design this user control, that is place order, and how to backend code for this. So if you have not watched my previous video, then just go to description there. I put the link for my previous video, or you can simply do one thing, just click on the suggestion on the right side of the screen. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to design this user control, that is update item, and how to backend code for this. So let's start with that. Let me close this first and move back to project for which we are working. We are working on cafe management video. So let me open that, and here we are. Let me show you that. Here you can see this. Till here our task is done. When I select the stuff, yeah, the stuff is visible, and you can add to cart too. Yeah, everything is working fine. Today I'm going to show you how to design this one. So let's start with that. First thing, what we have to do is we have to actually add one user control. For that, just go to Solution Explorer, right click on this, click on Add, and select New Item. When you click on this, after this you have to select this user control, and then here you have to give a name. So I'm going to give a name UC underscore update items, and click on Add. It will add a new user control. So here you can see this. Now we have the user control. Let me close this stuff for now. And let me copy the size of the user control from previous user control. So I'm going to do that. Let me maximize this one. And the size is 781, 514. So for that, right click, go to properties, search for size, and you can manually write it or you can copy and paste it. After this, what we have to do is we have to change the back color for this one. So go to properties, change the back color, change this one to custom and white. And after this, first I want to connect this with the dashboard so that whatever we make changes is instantly visible when we start the project. For that, just go to toolbox, search for Guna 2 ellipse, just drag and drop it over here, click on this, change the border radius to 30, it's 6 by default, change this one to 30. After this, select the target control, select this one, UC update items. When you do that, here you can see this, the edge is curved now. Save CTRL yes, and copy this one and move back to dashboard and paste it over here. And here what you have to do is you have to just do one thing, that is change this target control to panel 2 and save this. After this, you have to actually start this project in order to load that user control into the toolbox. Here you can see this, in the toolbox you can find UC update items. Here you can see this, we don't have that. So when you start this, because it's taking a little bit of time, so here our project is started, and when you stop this and move back to toolbox, you can find we have this UC update items. After this, what you have to do is we have to just drag and drop it over here and place this on the proper position like this. And when you place this, yeah, this works. After this, we have to just double click on this button to move to this PDN update click event. And here what I have to do is I have to just do one stuff, that is UC update items dot visible is equal to true, UC update items dot bring to front. That's it. And what we have to do is we have to actually hide this UC update items when this form loads. So here we'll move back over here, UC update items dot visible is equal to false. Okay, and now let's start and see if this works or not. Log in, click on this, yeah, this one is working fine. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to add controls over this. So let me do that. Move back to our user control. We are here. Now what we have to do is we have to just start adding items inside this one. Let's do that. First thing what we have to do is we have to add label. So I'm going to add that label, drag and drop it over here, place it this one on the proper position, right click and go to properties and change the text update item, hit enter. After this, let me just copy the size of this label, so let me do that. Comic Sans and size italic and 18. So move back over here, right click, go to properties, search for font, regular, and select the size 18. Yeah, this one is looking better. After this, what we have to do is we have to add one more item, label and text box over here. So let me do that. Label, just copy and paste, and one text box. So Guna to text box, drag and drop it over here, and let me decrease the size of this one. Just click on this, decrease the size to 14, and change the text to item name. We can search with the help of item name. After this, what we have to do is we have to actually make few changes for this text box. So first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the font of this one. So I'm going to change the size from 9 to 11 and hit OK. Okay, sorry, the size is actually increased due to the changes. So let me place this on the proper position and decrease the size. Okay, let me select the size from this one. 228,36. Right click, go to properties, set the size. Yeah, this one is looking better. After this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually change the text color, that is the font color, change this one to black. And after this, you have to do one more stuff, that is nothing but you have to change the style, change this one from default to materials. Okay, so now here you can see that this one is looking better, and we have to add placeholder text. So I'm going to add this one to start typing. Yeah, this one is looking better. Okay, sorry, the size is actually, I guess, changed when I press the Ctrl Z key. Yeah, size is 8 now. So I'm going to do this 11. Yeah, now this one is fine. After this, what we have to do is we have to add one data grid view inside this. So I'm going to add that. Guna to data grid view, just drag and drop it over here. Just place this. And what we have to do is we have to just stretch this. Right click, go to properties, and there we have to change one property, that is the border style. Let me select this to fix, change this one to fix 3D. Okay. After this, what we have to do is we have to add few more items into this user control. That is nothing but the textbook, 3 text boxes and 3 labels and 1 button. So let me just copy these, paste it, one over here, one more over here, and one over here. And I need 1 button, so let me do that. Button, so I'm going to use this Guna 2 button, just drag and drop it over here and change this one to update. Change the text first, and after this what we have to do is we have to change the color 0,118,225. After this, change the font size from 9 to 11 and bold or regular. Yeah, 11. Let me make this one bold. Yeah, this one is better. After this, what we have to do is we have to actually change one more property, that is we have to set the border radius, change this one to 26, or you can decrease it as per your requirements. I'm going to set 21. Yeah, this one is looking better. Let me move these all stuff a little bit on the right side because we have a lot of empty space on the right side. Okay, let me move these all a little bit. Yeah, adjust these on the proper position. Change the text for this label, change this one to category, leave this item name, change this one to price. And actually the size of these labels is quite large. This one is not looking that much nice, so I'm going to decrease the size of these labels for now. Change this one, click on this, select 12 and hit OK. Yeah, this one is better. After this, I'm going to start actually change this one, the placeholder text. Okay, and this one is category. This one is item name. This one is price. Okay. After this, what we have to do is we have to actually add one rectangular shaper in this. So how to do that? For that, just search for rectangular shaper. Just drag and drop it over here. And what we have to do is just right click and go to properties of this rectangular shaper. And here we are actually. And we have to just change the border width to 3. And after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color for this one. So fill color, oh sorry, the border color actually. Border color, just click on this and I'm going to select the red. Yeah, this one. After this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch this to all the corners like this. Yeah, and we have to move this one like, actually we have to move these all stuff a little bit upside because to make a little bit of space over here. Now this one is looking better, and what we have to do is we have to just move this one a little bit on the right side. Now everything is on place except this one. And now we have to set the border radius for this rectangular shaper. So I'm going to do that. Corner radius, change this one to 21. Yeah, here you can see this. Now the corner is curved now and this one is looking better. After this, what we have to do is we have to change the design name. Now the designing part is over here. Let me start this and let me show you that. Login. Here you can see this. Now the designing part is over. So first thing what I want is when I click on this update items, I want to fill this data grid view with the data. So how to do that? For that, first what we have to do is we have to change the design name of these text boxes and all buttons for now. And after this, I will write the code how to load this data grid view with the data. So let me close this and let me first change the name of this. So actually, what is the name? Let me change this one. So find for name and change this one to txt search item. Okay, search item name, search item. Yeah, after this one txt category. After this we have this one txt name, this one to txt price, and this button name to ptn update. After this, what we have to do is first thing, when this form loads, I want to fill this data grid view with the data. For that, just double click on this empty space, not this one. When you added rectangular shaper and when you double click on the empty space inside this will generate a rectangular shaper. Here you can see this. When I click on this, rectangular shaper is selected. When I click on this space, then here you can see this user control is selected. UC update item, and when I click on this, rectangular shaper is selected. Okay, so click on this. Just double click on this and this will generate a UC update items load event. After this, what we have to do is we have to first make a object of the function class. So function fn is equal to new function. If you have not watched my previous video, then you have to just watch my previous videos so that you can understand from where this function is coming up and how to use this. Actually, I have written two methods inside this function class, that is get data and set data. Okay. So I'm going to use that to extract the data and to insert and update that data into the database. Okay. So here now I'm going to take a variable of a string type and naming that variable query. Okay. After this, now our object is ready and now we have taken a variable. After this, what we have to do is we have to write the query. So I'm going to write the query. Query is equal to, and in this, what we want is we want all the data from that database. So select star from, our table name is items. Now our query is ready. Now next thing what we have to do is we have to call the method. So function dot get data, and this accepts one argument of string type. So I'm going to pass the query inside this one. And as I've already previously told you that this get data method is going to return a data set object. For that I'm going to create a data set object, data set variable, and I'm going to store that when we call this method, this query is going to be fired on the database, and that method will return the data set object and with the filled data inside that, and that will be stored inside this one. So next thing what we have to do is we have to just show this data into that data grid view. So let me show that. So our data grid view name is Juna2 data grid view 1. We have only one data grid view, that's why. So click on this and you can find the name over here in the top. And after this we have to mention dot data source is equals ds dot tables, and we have to write it 0. Now start this and let's see if the data is fetched or not when we click on that update item. So log in, click on this. Here you can see this. Now we have the data. Okay. So I'm going to actually modify this one a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add one method over here. I'm not going to directly write these line of code inside this one. So I'm going to write one method. So public void load data, and name this one method, load data. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut this and paste it inside this, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call this method over here. Why I have written this? Because we are going to load this data multiple times. Okay, whenever we update items we are going to call this method so that instantly we can see the difference what we have updated, these type of stuff. That's why I've written this. Okay, so let me show this if this works or not. Log in, click on this, and here you can see this. Now still we have the data. After this what we have to do is we have to make that search text box functional. What it means that, let me just show you. Click on this, and what I want is when I start typing Coke C, when I type C, all the rows which contains the items with then starting with C, like this Coke, cake, these two rows needs to be only visible inside this data grid view. So let me do that. For that what we have to do is just move back over here in the design part, click on this, go to properties, and what we have to do is just click on this. Let me stretch this. Yeah. After this what we have to do is we have to actually sorry, I would have opened the wrong project. Here what we have to do is just right click on this and go to properties and search for, in the event, search for text change. Just double click on this and this will generate a text change event for that box. I have written the name of this one txt search item. Here you can see this, and we find it over here. Txt search item text change event is now generated, and again what we have to do is we have to write the query, and is equal to, this time the query will be different. So select star from items where name, we have used a condition where I'm going to search on the basis of names. So name like single quotes, double quotes, 2+sign, double quotes, then single quote. And here what we have to do is we have to write txt name dot text. Don't think the query is over. One thing still missing is that we have to add 1% over here. Just pause the video and observe where I have added %sign. I have zoomed and you can see that where I have added this %sign. Before this, single quote, single quotes, double quotes. Here you can see this double quotes close. Then before closing the single quote, I have added this %sign. If you are worried about that from where this double quote is coming up, then this one is from here. Okay, I hope you understand. After this what we have to do is we have to just fire the query normally. So data set. Okay, so I'm going to make few more modification over here. Okay, So I'm going to actually make one modification over here. So query is equal to, I'm going to actually cut this one and paste it over here, and this one is going to accept one QUR and QUR over here, and we are going to pass query. Yeah, that's it. I have written this like this because with the help of this method I'm going to use this query too. So what I have to do is now I have to just simply write load data, and we have to pass the query inside this one, and this will be functional. Let me start this. After that I will explain what I have done right now. Just log in, click on this. Here you can see this data is visible, and when I write C, oh, this one is not working. Okay, let me check that. Text change, query, items, yeah, everything is fine. Where name like, yeah. Load data, I'm going to pass in the query, and this one is going to fetch that. Okay, so let me remove this and write QUR over here directly. QUR, and let's try once again. Okay, let me check this one quickly. Okay, so for now I'm going to just revert the changes which I have made. So I'm going to just remove this one, this part actually. And what I'm going to do is, let me just remove this one too. Cut this one over here, just paste it. Okay, so the task is done as before. Let me remove this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, here we have to write query. Yeah, this one same as previously as I have shown you. So now next thing, after writing this query, what we have to do is we have to just write data set ds is equal to function dot get data, and inside this one we have to pass the query. And after this we have to set the guna2 data gateway dot data source is equal to ts dot tables 0. That's it. Now start this and let's see if this works or not. Log in, click on this and search for CA. Okay, so still it's not working. Let me check that. Actually, we have made one mistake. What is that mistake? That is nothing but we have actually written the name over here is wrong. We have actually setting the text from this one, from this text box. That's why it's showing an error. That's why it's not working. So what we have to do is we have to change the name txt search item. This is the text box name for this text box, txt search item. Here you can see this. Now start this and let's see if this works or not. So log in, click on this, search for C. Yeah, here you can see it's going to write C, only 2 row with the Coke and cafes over here. When I delete this one, and here you can see this, we have all the data, non-veg, yeah, everything is visible and this one is working fine. After this, what I want is, when I click on any of this row, what we want is these column needs to be filled with that row data. So how to do that? For that, we have to code on this data gateway cell click event. So just move back over here, click on this, and first thing what we have to do is we have to actually make one change. That is, let me change that. Edit mode. Change this one to edit programmatically. Otherwise, this will cause an error. Whenever you try to click, that column needs to start getting edited, and when you try to type something else and hit enter, that will cause an exception. So after this, what we have to do is just right click and go to properties, click on this and search for cell click. Here we find this. Just double click on this and this will generate a Guna2 data grid view 1 cell click event. Here what we have to do is, first thing we have to take one variable, that is int. I'm going to take this one id to store the id of that row. After this id is equal to, and I'm going to extract the id from that row. So that id is an int type, and whatever we extract from the row is a string type, so that's why we have to use the parse method. So int to convert the string type to integer type. So parse method, and in this we have to write the stuff how to extract that code. So first mention the data grid view name. So Guna2 data grid view 1 dot rows. We need this clicked row, so e dot row index, and which cell we have. So cells 0 cell contains actually the id. Okay, so let me comment this and show you. Start this cell 0. Why I have written 0 over there? Let me just show you that. When I start this, here you can see that this is the cell 0, that is the first column, and it contains id. Here you can see this 1 2 3. On the basis of this we can fetch and update the particular data from this row or any of the row. Okay, so let me close this and uncomment this, and after this cell 0 what we have to write is, and from that cell 0 I need value and convert that value to string format. Okay, so now we have the id. Let me just add a breakpoint over here and start this and see what happens when I click on that row, what actually this id contains. So just start this, click on this. I'm going to click on this one, non-veg, and the id is 6. So click on this and let's hover over this. Here you can see this id is 6. Here you can see this. Yeah, this one is working fine. So let me stop this and start coding further. After this, what I want is, I want to actually extract the values, that is category, name, price, from that row itself, and after that set these all into the text boxes. So that what we have to do is string category is equal to Guna2 data grid 1 dot rows e dot row index dot cells, and this time we have to actually write 2, because the first column, that the 0th cell, contains the id, 1 contains name of the items, and 2 contains the category. That's why I have written 2 over there, so that I can fetch category and convert that into string value dot to string. After this I need, after category, okay, so we don't have any here. Okay, so name is equal to Guna2 dot rows and we have to mention e dot row index, and we have to mention that cell, the cell is 1 this time, and convert that value dot to string. And after this we have price, so int price, and we have to convert that int dot parse and convert that into an integer type. So dot rows e dot row index dot cell, and we have to mention the cell 3 dot values value to string. Yeah, that's it. Now we have all the value when we click on that row. After this, what we have to do is we have to actually show that items, show that stuff into the text boxes. So txt category is a text box with the category label. So dot text is equal to what? Category. This category is the name from here, this one. Okay, so we are going to actually use this id later when we click on that update button. So with the help of this id I'm going to update that. That's why I have taken this id outside this method. Okay, after this what we have to do is we have to set the name. So dot text is equal to name. After this we have to set the price dot text is equal to price, and convert that price to string because string is visible. If I write like this will not work. Here you can see this is showing an error. So convert that into to string type. That's it. Now start this and let's see if when we click on that, this works or not. Login. Click on this, and when I click on this one, here you can see this. This one is category. So category is South Indian, and you can make changes. Yeah, this is working. Okay, so item name is Italy, price is 45. Yeah, everything is fine. After this, what we have to do is we have to code for this update button. Okay, so let me do that. So close this, move back over here, and just double click on this, and this will generate a update button click event. Median update click event is generated. After this, what we have to do is we have to write the query first. Query is equal to, and we have to write update items set name. Name is the column name in the database. So I've already shown you in my previous video. If you haven't watched, then please watch. Okay. After this, we have to write is equal to single quotes, double, plus, double quotes, and single quotes. This is a string type. That's why txt name dot text. We have to fetch that text from the txt name text box. Txt name is the text box name actually. After this, we have to set the category. So from where category is the name of the column in the database. So single quotes, double. This is also a string type. So double, single like this. Txt category, and after category, txt category dot text. After this, what we have to do is we have to actually mention the price, comma price. Price is also the column name in the database. So price is in the big N format. That's why we don't have to include single quotes. So we have to directly include double quote, plus, and double quote. That's it. And we have to mention the text box. So txt price dot text. And after this, what we have to do is we have to identify the row, which row we want to update. If we just fire this query, each row in the database will be updated. Okay, so we have to mention where IID is equal to, and this is also in the string, not the string type, it's an integer type, so it's double quotes and 2 plus sign. Within this, we have to mention the ID. So from where this ID comes up, let me show you. From here you can see this. When I click on the row, I have extracted the ID inside this variable, and I'm going to use this variable over here. It's showing an error because we haven't closed this query by putting in double quotes and one semicolon. Yeah, the query is completed. So why I have put this double quotes? Because we have opened this over here. Yeah, I hope you understand. After this, what we have to do is we have to just fire this query on the database. So what we have to do is we have to just show fn dot set data and query. That's it. After this, let me check that if this works or not. Let's start this. Login, use items, update items, and here we go. I'm going to change the price of Coke to 5,000. Just click on this and just add 2 more zeros and click on update. Data processed successfully and click on OK. Here you can see this. The 5,000 is updated, but it's not visible over here. This one is not looking that much nice. What I want is whenever I click on that, this row automatically updated at the same time. So let me close this and let me show you that if that is actually updated or not. So I have closed that and started that application again and log in. Click on this and here you can see there's a 5,000. So how to actually do that instantly? For that, I have written this method over here, load data, and I have created this method because we are going to use this multiple times. So you can see this on the update item load event. I've already used this, so I'm going to use this once again. When this updation is completed, I want to use this over here. So load data and start this. Login. Click on this. Click on this. I'm going to change this one to 50. Delete 2 zeros. Click on update. Data processed successfully. Here you can see this. Still we have 5,000. But when you click on OK, you can see the price has changed to 50. And one more thing, what I want is, when this operation is successful, I want to clear all these text boxes. For that, how to do that? For that, we have to actually write few more line of code. That is txt name dot clear txt category dot clear txt price dot clear. And now start this, login, click on this, change this price to 55, update, okay, and here you can see this. Yeah, everything is clear, and this one is looking much better than before. So that's it for this video, guys. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to design the remove items user control and how to backend code for this. So just stay tuned and just share with your friends. Thanks for watching.